All right, we back. What a mess. Is it still gonna lag? What is going on? Hopefully it's just temporary. Let's check my memory. Yeah, I mean, this maxes out my memory. Hey, Lauren, it's still a little laggy. I don't know what's going on. Um, so at first I thought kind of a little better. At first I thought it was my streaming software because I still had my streaming software up from last night. And then because I have a pretty terrible little laptop, so I can't really do much at the same time on it. So I think that was the issue. Hopefully it's okay now. Sorry to just leave you in the dark. Hey, how you doing, Econo? Or Eco Van Gogh? I recognize your name from a few days ago. How's life treating you? The lag seems to have stopped a little bit. It's just the normal, just bad computer at this point. Doing well. You have definitely been an inspiration. Would love to get out on the road, but unfortunately, in Yeah, I'm just lagging like crazy. I don't know. I mean, that sucks about prescriptions, though. Like, I can see that being a major issue for someone like me. What type of do you take? Is it anything that you could possibly come off of, or no? No, I don't use a VPN. Um, that makes sense. I mean, some people have prescriptions like anti-anxiety meds and, like stuff like that that I think you can truly come off of if you need to. Yeah, stuff like that, I get. That's definitely a challenge, that would be very tough to deal with doing this, at least traveling. You could be you could stay in an area and do it, but then it's not that fun. Then you're just living in a car. It's not the lifestyle is like the traveling lifestyle. That's the whole point of it, at least for me. Hey, Bella, what's going on? I like that green name. It looks good on you. My PC is lagging like crazy, so I don't know what's going on with it. My memory is like maxed out for some reason. If there's some issues, I do apologize. I just need to get a better PC. I need to get a better laptop is what I need to do. That's a fun upgrade. Got my coffee. How's your day going? Going pretty good. Um, just getting started. I usually wake up, uh, feed the dogs, and then I spend about 30 minutes doing like I don't know what to call it. It's not really meditation because like I'm not trying to like clear my mind. I'm trying to just let my mind run and just let it not put any filter on it and just see what happens up in there. And usually whatever happens up in there is what I need to focus on. It's kind of a cool little thing I've been doing. And it also kind of trains because I'm like a person who needs dopamine all the time. It trains your brain to like not when you get that feeling like, oh, I gotta get up and I gotta scroll or I gotta go do something or I gotta and you tell yourself to just chill and calm down, it helps become less like I need to get up and go all the time. So I'm trying to do that. Yeah, and I no longer have my Sienna hybrid minivan. Oh, that's sad. Those are awesome. I got a new Outback with four-wheel drive capabilities so I can go where the road generally stops. And I'm going to be taking a major road trip soon. Well, at least you replaced it with another awesome vehicle, though. I like Outbacks as well. If you're able to get on the road, maybe you can do something where you can do it like part time and maybe get like 3 months of medicine at a time and then maybe hit the road for 3 months and come home and like re up or something. Maybe that could work. It'd be better than just feeling like you can't go anywhere ever. You had another thing too, insurance. What's the issue? Are you talking about like health insurance or car insurance or what kind of insurance? Probably like a health insurance since you said you were recovering from cancer. Yeah, I have been looking into exactly what you just said, 3 months of medicine. But one of my medicines that I can only get a 30-day supply, unfortunately, our healthcare has gone to shit. Truer words have never been spoken. That's what happens when you make something that's necessary for profit. Hmm. I mean, there's really not much of a way around that. If they're saying we're not giving you more than 30 days worth, you can't really argue with them, though, can you? Maybe you could convince a doctor to like double your dose and then just take what you've been taking, so at least you have like twice as much. Maybe that could work. I'm just spitballing here, though. I could be completely off base. Maybe it's something that like you can't take more of. I've been trying to get on disability, but new rules just kicked in. And even if you're on disability, you have to work in order to retain your health insurance. Wait, really? Even if you can't work? Or are you someone who they consider that can work? Or I don't know. I don't really know. I don't wanna try to guess what your situation is. You try to settle down in the mornings, but if I sit still, my mind tends to wander back to work, which is a big reason why I need to take a break free of it, so I have more structure to my routine now. Yeah, I can see that. Um, a lot of the time, my mind does do that as well. When I just let it run in the mornings, I'll start thinking about, YouTube ideas but I think that's good. That's kind of the point. Like, sometimes it's like a problem it comes up with that I may need to solve, but a lot of the time it's just like, what do I need to do to be productive today kind of thing. I love me some structure to my routine as well. But I also have to have like the freedom. It's so weird. My brain like craves both so hard. Yes, even if you're dying from cancer, you still have to work in order to have insurance. That's so wild, man. I know who came up with I know who came up with these disgusting laws, not for the people that it's for sure, yeah. The people that receive your money are the ones who lobby to get the laws changed in their favor. That's fair. I think YouTube is a great creative outlet. It is. It's really helped me. Like in my last video, like I did mention that, and it's very true that over the past like year or so, it's probably the first time in my life I've felt actually creative because I've allowed my mind to like not worry about crap, about just mistakes I made in the past or where I'm going to be in the future. Cut all that out and like, you say like live in the now. It's kind of like one of those sayings, but it really is true. Like just live today. Just make sure today's good. Um, Make sure you're being productive today. Just take it one day at a time. Another cliche saying that sounds stupid, but is so true. Well, thank you for putting out all the great escapes for me to be watching, and soon I'll be camping along the river in Colorado to get my zen back. Man, I really hope you get there and I hope you enjoy it. I love me some Colorado too. What uh what area in Colorado do you enjoy? Like when you think I'm gonna go to Colorado, what's the area you're like, that's where I'm going? I hope the medicine thing works out, man. I've been sitting here trying to think of solutions, but it's there really isn't any. I mean, maybe you could just do a month at a time. Maybe that's better than nothing. But then at that time, you have to like it's too hard. The benefit of doing this lifestyle is to get rid of your place, right? And if you're only doing a month at a time, you really can't do that. You have to keep your place and then you get on the road, but you're still footing the bill for the roof over your head that you're not even staying at now. So that doesn't even make sense. Just a tough situation, man. Thunder Ridge. I'm gonna write that down. I like asking people their favorite places because that saves me time to finding them on my own. Thunder Ridge is one of the places I like, and anywhere that's naturally hot springs nearby to soak my feet from my neuropathy. I'm not a big hot springs person, but I've never tried one. How do I know I'm not until I do, right? How do you balance flexibility and structure in this lifestyle? That's a deep question. How do I even begin to answer that, I guess? Um, a lot of it really is just kind of what I just said is getting rid of the stress, give allowing yourself and your mind like all day to just be productive and think about what you need to do. I don't know, does that even make sense? I feel like I'm not even making sense. That's a tough question to answer. Um, I don't know. I feel like my mornings are pretty structured. Like I do the same things in the mornings, like, and then I'm starting to stream. When I get off stream is more just like go on a walk, and then after the walk, it's kind of like open. Like, what do I want to do now? So it's like kind of like a structured morning into like a flexible afternoon, evening kind of thing, I guess, is the best way I can explain it. Like how I make my life structured. Good friends that live in Colorado Springs. I love me some Colorado Springs too. So it's not far from there. So I'll be staying with them for part of the time and then going off on my adventures Garden of the Gods. Absolutely love Garden of the Gods. Let me see. Actually, let me grab my phone real quick. I have a picture of me at Garden of the Gods. If I can find it real quick. I think it's on Instagram. I think my favorite town is Boulder. Um, I like Boulder. It's got a nice feel to me. But like I like Red Rock, like the venue Red Rocks. I saw one of my favorite bands at Red Rocks and I loved it. This is back when I had a beard. Garden of the Gods. I love that place. Have you been to Creed? I don't think so. Oh, here's my. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Humphreys McGee Red Rocks Amphitheater. It's one of my favorite bands I used to travel around and see when I was a kid. And I was happened to be going through Colorado and they were playing a show at Red Rocks. So I got to see my first show at Red Rocks, my favorite band ever. It was a great experience. Do you watch Amanda? Um, I don't know what that is, so no. If that's like a is it like a show or something? I don't watch any TV or movies really. I've struggled in the past with having too much flexibility as a whiplash response to having too much structure. That's interesting. Too much of either is not good. I like the idea of having routines and habits. That's kind of like, once again, I feel like we just kind of think similarly in that similar, you know what I mean? We think alike in that sense. Like when I have too much flexibility, I kind of just stop doing anything. So I need the structure to like get there and then oh, it's another content creator. I don't think so. Maybe I'll have to check her out. I do watch a lot of car life content creators though, because for inspiration, for ideas, um, just because that's what I'm interested in. Is her channel name just Amanda? That's it? Yeah, we definitely do. I also don't watch a lot of movies or TV. Haven't owned a TV with cable since I left college. The last time I had a TV in my room was probably like 15 years ago. But I mean, a lot of that time I was constantly on the computer. So, I mean, take that for what you will. Like, I don't watch TV or movies, but for a long time I did nothing but game, like 18 hours a day. It was pretty pathetic. I think it's Adventuring with Amanda. Okay. Yeah, I'll check her out. I always like some good recommendations of some nomads. And you have the utmost respect for women that do this because they have it so much harder than us. The other day well, I was taking a walk at night in California the other day, like at my sister's house. It was like the sun had just went down. It was like 9 o'clock, and I was walking down the street. It's like a main street where everybody's going, and there's a turn off and like a path that goes through like it's next to like the water canal channel, and there's like fences on both sides, so a it's just like a walking path, biking path. and I was walking and it was pitch black, and like I couldn't see anything around me, and like the thing popped in my head like women and car life. Like I think a woman would be terrified walking through the dark in the night, but I was just like completely fine, and it kind of made me think about women in car life and how much of a struggle that they probably have. Just got to carry around the bear spray and the stuff like that, I guess. Yeah, I'll check out adventuring with Amanda. I appreciate the recommendation. There are thousands of us. It's hard to keep up with us all. I'm trying to convert more people. At least give it a try. Like it's something you can do temporarily. You know, if your lease is coming to an end and you've had that thought in your head of I wonder if I could do it. You know, obviously it's not for everybody. If you got kids and, you know, a career, I don't suggest you just like move into a car obviously. But if you're single, you're adventurous, um it scares you just a little bit. I think it's something that everybody would benefit from just trying it, maybe even for like a month in between leases. I'm a believer. My lease is up in November, and it's the perfect time of year to give it a run while I'm still working in Arizona. Yep. I think November is exactly the month. Last year when I went from Bend to Vegas, it was in early November. Yeah, so you're kind of doing pretty much exactly what I just said. You know, your lease is coming to an end. You know, you're kind of curious about it. You're gonna just gonna give it a shot. If you hit the road and don't like it, it's not a big deal. You just go somewhere and get another lease, and then you're back right back where you're at right now. So, like trying it is like the easiest thing you can do. It's not like you move in your car and you're like, "Well, I'm here forever now. I can never go back." That's what I think people think, I guess. I don't know. I missed that one. So I'm getting everything organized in little sacks with stainless steel hooks to hang in my Outback so I have everything ready with two fans and two solar generators. You're more prepared than I am, brother. I do have two fans, but I only have the one power station. But that's all I need. I don't need anything more, so exactly, but based on my previous experience, I think I'm gonna love it. My plan right now is to keep working FT full time. Okay, keep working full time until April, then transition into seasonal work around April next year. If you're not on the gig apps, go ahead and try to sign up now. Even if you never use them, it doesn't matter. Like you can sign up, get approved, and then never use it, and it's perfectly fine. So at least have that option in your back pocket if you need it. You know, you may be going through a town, turn on Uber Eats, and be able to make 200 bucks in a day, and you know that can set you up to get down the road a little bit further. You know, you get somewhere you can't find a seasonal work, you can fall back on the gig stuff, um, just as a tool in your back pocket. It's not something I suggest everybody do like 70 hours a week because that's crazy, but don't have a vehicle at the moment, so that'll come later. Well, what I'm saying is sometimes there's a waiting period. If you sign up, they're like, your area has no availability. We'll get back to you when there is. So if you sign up now, you can chunk that waiting period while you don't need it. But if you wait until you need it and sign up and they're like, well, there's not any room, then you're just kind of out of luck. Like, and then you move on and now you're not in the town. So I'm just saying, like, just get it in your back pocket as soon as you can and then you won't have to worry about it in the future when you actually need it. Instacart normally has a wait list. I don't know about DoorDash. I signed up for DoorDash like 6 years ago. There wasn't a wait list when I signed up, but it's way more popular now. So just a tip. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, if you don't even have a car, you don't have like a plate to put. Yeah, maybe that wouldn't work. Hmm. It's worth trying because it's been so long since I signed up. I don't remember the process at all. But you would think that they would make you put, like, your plate number when you signed up and, like, what type of vehicle you have. Like, that makes total sense. Got it, I'll look into setting that up later. Oh, let me read this one first. "Thanks for the chat. I'm headed to the store. I'm making a pot roast for dinner tonight. I appreciate you hanging out, Eco. Enjoy your dinner." Got it. I'll look into setting that up later this year. Plan is to buy the vehicle in October, so I'd sign up around then and get on the wait list for April. That should be enough time for maybe not Instacart. I've heard some people waiting like years on Instacart, but Instacart sucks anyway. So, at least in my experience, you should be fine with 4, 5, 6 months. What type of vehicle are you looking into getting for the lifestyle? Man, it's kind of bright. Let's do this way so you guys aren't blind. Prius V or a Subaru? I really want the Prius V though. Um, yeah, both can work. I feel like if you're somebody who owns a Prius, you love a Prius. If you're somebody who owns a Subaru, you love a Subaru. So I think they're both valid choices. Hey, what's going on, Funky? Getting a Prius someday for a camper and road tripping when I can afford it. Also a great B option if shit hits the fan. Yeah. See, that's like people always tell me, like, why are you in a Prius? Like, get rid of the Prius and go buy a piece of shit van. And I'm just like, why? I like the Prius. I've driven 65,000 miles in 2 years. If I had a van, that thing would be in the junkyard right now. Like, I can drive across the country for 150 bucks, like in a Prius. Maybe not today, but yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw somebody living in a Prius, I was like, "That's crazy." And then the more I looked into it, I was like, "I can make this work. Like, I can do this. I'm strong enough to make this work," and it's been fun. I've been enjoying myself. Are you thinking about, Yeah, the temperature control is really great, and that's one of the main reasons I bought it, but I've realized over time, like, I rarely use it. Um, it's awesome to have when you're absolutely need it, but I'm always, like, so prepared with going to the right place to be in the right place at the right time that, in the summer, I'm in an area where I can go and it's 50 degrees at night because I planned that. In the winter, I go to somewhere where it's 50 degrees at night because I planned that, you know? But when you sometimes if you get stuck in an area or weather shifts quickly, then that's when it's really useful, so, like my mountain video that I filmed in April where I went up to Mount Bachelor, um, it was, like, 15 degrees and I never even turned on my thing. Like, I wrapped up in my sleeping bag and my double blankets, and I was so comfortable, I never woke up once. Are you gonna have money saved up to be able to, like, buy one, like, outright from a person, or are you gonna have to finance? That's true, I always think of temperature because I live in the desert. Being nomadic means I don't have to suffer through 100 plus summers anymore. Mhm. I still have people commenting on my 7 things video, like, "You know you're gonna be hot in the summer in the desert, right?" It's like, "What? I'm not even in Vegas anymore, leave me alone." It's like, why would I the whole point of living on wheels is to be able to travel around. I'm not gonna just stay in the desert when it's 150 degrees. I'd definitely buy outright in cash used. Yeah, I think that's definitely the way to go. I mean, obviously, you're gonna save more money that way, but, not everybody is like, I wasn't able to do that, so I had to finance, but living in the car, I was able to pay off the car very quickly and, like, not pay hardly any interest on it, so I will have enough cash to buy outright, but keep my emergency fund at a healthy level. I'd prefer to do a hefty down payment finance and then pay off as quickly so I can keep my buffer. I would honestly suggest doing that. If it's gonna take, like, all the money you have, I think it's worth it to keep a buffer and pay a little bit more in interest as long as you guarantee that you can pay it off quickly. Because if you're the type of person who says, "I'm gonna pay it off quickly," and then you just make minimum payments forever, then you should just buy outright. But if you can have the discipline to actually pay it off fast, I think that's the way to go if that's gonna wipe your emergency fund, because you need an emergency fund when you're doing this. You need at least, like, a couple $1,000 set aside for car maintenance. Because if your car goes down and you don't have money, you're just completely screwed. Because it's your house. Whenever I started, I had about $2,500, like, before I even had the car. I financed from Carvana, 0 down, and I paid minimum payments for, like, a year, and in that year, I traveled, built up my emergency fund. I built up, like, a $5,000 emergency fund, started throwing some money in investments too, just to get that process started because that's something that's important to me now, and then once I got settled down, I just locked in and worked 7 days a week and paid off the car, and I don't know exactly how long it was, but it was, like, 3 to 6 months. Like, I was making, like, $1,500 payment 1 month, $2,000 payment the next month. Like, everything I had extra, I just dumped into it and just paid it off very quickly, and without paying rent, I'll be able to crush it quickly. Yep. That's that's the idea. I don't even think I could get financing. Credit got trashed while out of work for almost a year. Stuff like that makes you think outside the box. That's also a good point. My credit was actually very good. Um, and I still had a terrible interest rate. My credit was almost, I don't know at the time. It was definitely worse than it is right now. I want to say it was like probably mid sevens when I bought it, low to mid sevens maybe, which is decent. And I still got like an 11 or 12% interest rate. Yeah, right now I'm sitting at about 800, but I mean that's after I paid off the car, and I've never missed a payment on anything ever. So that's one thing people probably wouldn't expect from people. Always just assume I'm some like broke guy living off like government assistance or something. But here I am sitting here with a probably a better credit score than them, and have never missed a payment on anything in my entire life. Yeah, I'm not too worried about my credit. My credit is just good naturally because I feel like I'm the type of person that if I borrow money, I feel obligated to pay it back. Like that's ingrained in me. I'm not somebody who's like trying to cheat somebody or take something or whatever. Like I agreed to borrow money. I'm gonna pay you back whether or not, no matter what I feel about it. I was about to say my credit is considered excellent, but the interest rates are crazy for vehicles. Well, I'd prefer to finance it all. I'm going to leverage it appropriately. Yeah, I was just kind of throwing it out there that, it's a simple interest loan. So if you can pay it off very fast, you're not paying the majority of that interest. Like you don't pay the interest if you pay it off quick. You pay some, but if you pay minimum payments, if I would have paid minimum payments over my 5-year plan and just never paid any more than the $178 I owed, I would have paid like double the price of what the car originally cost. Like I would have paid them like $10,000 in interest or something insane. But instead, paying it off as quickly as I did, I only paid like $500 or $600 in interest total. So the difference is like you pay 500 extra, or you pay 10,000 extra. But if you have the cash to buy it outright, then you can save that 500 too. So, what do you estimate you spend a month in the car? My monthly expenses are right around $1,000 a month. So, what's included in that is car insurance. I do also have gig insurance on top. So my car insurance is like 150 or like 145 bucks a month, which is pretty high for a Prius. But I'm also covered when I'm doing gig work. So that's just a peace of mind that I want. And I know a lot of people don't carry gig work insurance, and there's ways to just like if you get in a wreck and you're on an order, you just cancel the order and hide the food and don't tell anybody that you were on an order. I just don't want to do that though. I'd rather just pay a little bit more. It's like 30 bucks more or something a month to have it. So I have car insurance. Um Entertainment is like Spotify, like YouTube Premium. Um, like I have a few subscriptions just for entertainment, and then spend about $150 a week on food, gas, just like cost of living. So it's about 600 a month for me just for like food, gas, just to live, and then about 400 for like bills and entertainment and a little bit extra for if something comes up, I want to do something. Maybe I want to have a nice meal or phone bill, stuff like that. But yeah, it's about 1,000 a month for me, all in to live. Video idea, car life finance and money management. That is a good idea. Honestly, that's a great idea because one of the things that probably stops people the most is like thinking that they can't afford a vehicle. And I was able to start this with literally zero. Like I bought the car with nothing down, got in the car, got it fixed, was able to work and build up money before I even had to make my first payment. So you can do the same. That's great. I'd love to see your budget, honestly. I've been thinking about making like a full budget video, but I wanted to do it at a point where it was like a real budget because when I was trying to do it, it was a weird time for me where I was like spending more than I normally do, and it didn't make sense to do the video then. Show people how cheap it is to live if you're willing to make small sacrifices. That could be a great idea, like living in a car all in 1,000 a month. Would you click on that? Probably needs to be more curiosity driven. You definitely have to make sacrifices. It's not you can't just hop into this lifestyle without making a little sacrifice. So you're right on that. As long as you're willing to sacrifice a little your personal space and possessions, you can trade it for experiences. Man, I'm so glad you said that about starting from zero. It makes me feel that I can absolutely do this. And by November, I'm in great shape. You are so much better off than I was. Like I said, I honestly literally started with, well, I had like $2,500 saved up as like an emergency, but I got the car with 0 is what I meant by that. So I didn't actually start with like $0. Um, I put 0 into the car, but at the same time, like my first trip up to the Northeast, I didn't work at all. So I just kind of blew through that two to 3 grand that I had saved up just driving and living for a couple months. I kind of blew through that money. So what you could do, you could start with 0 and get the car and just work and build up from there. So you're in a good spot. Just make sure when you get your car, you do your due diligence. If you're buying outright from a person, make sure you have somebody look at it so you don't get like a Prius that's got a battery that's about to go dead or something like that. Just get somebody, maybe like a code reader. It's worth paying a few bucks to have somebody look at it to make sure you don't get uh, screwed over. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, it's your biggest expense, so you just want to take as much effort you can into making sure it's as good as possible. I think that's a good reason. One of the good reasons to buy from someone like Carvana, um, rather than a person, like it's going to cost you more, absolutely. And but I feel like Carvana, it's in their best interest to make sure they sell you good cars. Um, they definitely service their cars before they sell them. They have mechanics that look at them before they sell them. They're not trying to sell you lemons because that's just bad business practice, but I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I haven't owned a vehicle for 2.5 years, and I love not having that expense, but without rent, the budget will balance that out. Not even balance it out, it's way better. You're trading what, $1,000 a month rent payment for a $200 car payment? That's not balanced. That's in your favor. I know what you mean though. Have you had any issues with your car? What's maintenance cost per year? 0. Absolutely 0 issues with my car. Um, I change my oil every, like, 5 to 7,000 miles. That costs, like, $100. I change my, well, heck, can I not think of my coolant? I just totally forgot that word that existed. I changed my coolant one time. I think it's, like, every 30,000, 25, 30,000 miles you change like, flush your coolant out. One thing with Priuses, though, the main issue they have, they're, like, amazing cars, but they have, issues with head gaskets. So what happens is there's a thing called a EGR. I'm not sure exactly what it stands for, but the abbreviation is EGR, and it gets, like, soot and, like, combustion like, the combustion creates, like, soot in there, and it gets all dirty, and over time, the dirt builds up and it, like, cracks. The EGR, like, cracks or something, and then when that happens, your coolant leaks into your engine, and that causes a head gasket to blow. So, you usually wanna do it around 150,000 miles, and I'm at 165, so it's something I really need to do and I wanna do, but I'm just putting it off because I'm stupid. So, if in the future you ever see my head gasket blows, you should be like, "You're an idiot because you told me you should do that and you didn't." I think Priuses are some of the, like, lowest maintenance vehicles, around. Also, like, like, a electric vehicle, I'll say, like, lowest cost maintenance vehicles that aren't, like, electric vehicles, because electric vehicles, like, really have no maintenance hardly. When you were shopping for your Prius, what were your criteria? I wanted something that wasn't, um, too old. Like, Gen 1s are very I think Gen 1s are the most reliable Priuses ever. They don't have the head gasket issues like the Gen 2s do. Is it Gen 2 or Gen 3? I don't know, I'm kinda confused on the generations. But the older ones, I wanted to get something that was under 100,000 miles, because I knew I was gonna be putting a bunch of miles on there. I wanted something with, Bluetooth, because the Gen 1s don't even have, like, Bluetooth. So, that was out of the question too, because I listen to a lot of music, I'm on the road a lot. I needed easy connection for my music, just stress-free. I really wanted a backup camera as well because when you live in a car, like I have the what am I trying to say? Like the window screens on the back, I try to tend to just leave up, not the big one, but the little one. And then I have like a net that hangs down that I hang stuff on, and it just like obstructs my view from the back. So when I'm backing up, I can't really see out the back. So I really wanted a backup camera as well. You can also buy that aftermarket in like a dash cam, so that's not a huge deal. Um, yeah, really, that was it. Um, I wanted something just under 100,000 miles with Bluetooth and a backup camera. Um, I mean, clearly it had to be close to where I was because where I was at, Carvana didn't deliver. I was in too small of a town. So I had to go pick it up. So I wanted something close by. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything else I was kind of fine with. When you use the AC at night, how loud is the starting of the vehicle? It's not loud, but it does shift the car slightly. So when the engine turns on, it'll just be like, and at first it is annoying because it can wake you up and it happens like every 30 minutes. So like right when you get back to sleep, it comes on again. But at this point, yeah, at this point, I sleep through it. And also, if you put on the parking brake, it does help it from moving a little bit, but it doesn't completely stop it. So, if that's something that really concerns you, um, something you could do, it's going to cost you a little bit of money, but it may save you money in the future. Go rent. a Prius for like a day. Go to like a car rental place like Hertz and rent a Prius and just like or go to like a car lot and test drive a Prius, right? And while you're on the test drive, just like park it up and put it in ready mode and turn on your AC and just like feel it and feel if maybe it would be too much for you. The heat actually turns on the car more though. I have a video that explains all about this if you want to know like the all the specifics. I have like how much it cost and like I went through everything. I definitely got used to it. And I'm a fairly light sleeper. I'm not the lightest sleeper in the world, but like I used to be a very heavy sleeper, but over time and now that I'm on like a good sleep rhythm and I've kind of become more of a like a lighter sleeper and it doesn't bother me. Have noticed it is somewhat loud outside of the car though, is an interesting thing. One time I did use it was like at the very beginning. I was traveling through, God, I don't even know where I was. I think I was in Kentucky. I might have just left where I was staying, and I stayed at a Cracker Barrel, and I ran my AC overnight because it was hot, and I noticed around like 10 o'clock, a little Sprinter van pulled in and parked like 2 spots away from me. And, you know, I was sleeping and so I went to sleep and then the car kept turning on and off overnight. And then at one point in the middle of the night, I woke up. It was like 3 or 4 in the morning. I think I had to use the bathroom or something. And I looked out the window and the Sprinter van had moved to like the front of the parking lot away from me. So I think that my car coming on and off was probably annoying him. So he moved. So yeah, it definitely breaks your stealth if you use it. Like you wouldn't want to use it if you were trying to stealth. Like if you're in a parking lot with like bike security riding around and your car was just going on and off, they would if they were next to you, they would hear it. I watched your video where you camped in the snow. I sleep pretty warm and probably wouldn't use the heat, but the AC for sure. I'm this the same way as well. I much prefer sleeping. I'd rather sleep in 15 degrees than 80 any day of the week. Sleeping when you're sweating is just miserable. Yeah, actually, my best video of all time is how never get kicked out of a sleep spot again. It's got like 165,000 views. Go check it out. It's I kind of at first I kind of give like the normal spots that like you flock to at the beginning: Planet Fitness, Cracker Barrel, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, all that stuff. Those rest stops, truck stops, all those are well and good when you need them and for like one night, but that's not where you want to like spend your time if you don't have to. There's way better spots, and that's kind of what the video is about. How I slowly learned how to just find spots that I'm not anxious at, that I'm okay to be at. You know, street parking that I'm allowed to be parked at. I follow a few accounts that do Prius camping, so I wasn't sure. There's not a bunch of us out there, to be honest. I've definitely watched a few people. A couple of the people that kind of got me into Priuses were Nikki Delventhal. She started in a Prius, but she's no longer in a Prius. And then a guy called Mountain Spring Adventures. Um, he doesn't post content anymore though, or he hasn't in like a year or two. He kind of just disappeared. I don't think he really said why if he was leaving or whatnot. He might have just got a good job and kind of just faded away, I guess. He's oh yeah, I like me some Michael Hickey. He's got a good attitude on life as a young kid. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. Yeah. I'm glad you like Mountain. I love that guy, man. I thought he was. Um, I kind of took a lot of inspiration from him. You know, he's straight to the point. Um, seems like an honest guy. Like he was very handy. You know, I want to get to a point where I'm like him, where I can fix any problem on my car. I think that would be cool. It just makes sense to doing this kind of lifestyle to learn how to do your own maintenance. Just makes a lot of sense. He's the one who I got the idea to do the climate control video for because he has a climate control video, but it's kind of like outdated and a little bit boring, to be honest. So I kind of added my spin to his video. It makes a lot of sense. I think it's a must to be able to do that at least for the basics. Most people can't even change a tire. It's very true. I mean, I definitely can do. I mean, I can do the basics and stuff like that. Um, you know, even something like changing your oil would be cool, but you also gotta. It depends on how much space like the tools take up too, right? Um, because you only have limited space. Like you couldn't keep like every tool you possibly need to fix every issue in your car. It'd just be impossible. But yeah, the basics like changing a tire, oil change, spark plugs, um, coolant changes, belt changes, just stuff like that. The other thing I wonder is easy window covers. I think you use plastic partition signs. Boom. Easiest cover possible. Roll of Reflectix for like 20, 30 bucks. Black duct tape in strips. $30 privacy. There's tons of videos out there about how to make those. I wasn't doing YouTube when I made mine, so I didn't film the process. In Iceland, I got a flat in my camper van and was out in the middle of nowhere. I would have been stranded if I couldn't change the tire, no cell service, nothing for miles around me. That's a scary thought. I mean, you probably would have just had to walk for a few miles, but if you can change the tire, you don't have to do that. Was it somewhere where like no like well, I mean you said it's the middle of nowhere, so I bet doubt there wasn't too many people driving by. Nice. Thanks for sharing. I'm a little behind the lot in the live. Yeah, all good, brother. Brother or sister, I don't know. You scary thought, but I was prepared. Shout out to my grandfather on that one. Big ups to Gramps. Yeah, it was up in a non-touristy remote area. Always good to be prepared. I was gonna say you can also buy window covers, but they're just so much more expensive. They're like triple the price if you buy them, and they're so easy to make. There's no point. All you have to do is literally just take the roll, stick it in your window, and take like a Sharpie and just jam it in the corner, and then just trace out the outline. And then when you cut it, you just cut it a little big. That's it. And then trim it down as you need to, and then tape it up. Not a coffee. Johnny be good. Full time in a Kia Soul. Keep up the great work, man. I appreciate you. We out here trying. We enjoying our few weeks of house sitting, but I'm already ready to get back on the road, man. People think I'm like trying to like avoid it or something, but I don't know. I'm just doing a favor, but I'm ready to get back on the road. I think there are just basic skills everyone should learn before even starting car life. Hmm. There's, I mean, a lot of the car life skills translate just to regular life too. Honestly, it's probably a little bit more important to be mechanically savvy when your car is your house, but it helps people who have houses too. A lot of basic skills that you don't learn in places where you should learn them too. I mean, why not have a high school class that's like car maintenance? That'd be cool. Just like simple car maintenance. Or, it could be rolled into a bigger class. It doesn't have to be a class all in car maintenance either. I don't know. I'm glad I did it. The level of freedom can't be priced. It's incredible. Um, it's hard for me to even put words about how good I feel about my decision about doing this. Yeah. It's kind of something that like it's hard to tell somebody, they just have to experience it. Like I'm just trying my best to give people enough hope to at least try it and just see if they like it. Obviously, some people are gonna hate it, some people are gonna love it, some people are gonna be indifferent to it, but hmm, starting to get that feeling like I need to figure out where I'm headed next. At least a direction. I don't always have to have a destination, but I have to have a direction. So, am I going east? I doubt we're going south from the Bay Area in June. So, it's probably going to be north or northeast. Yeah. I'd love to come hang out, but there is no way in hell I'm going to Arizona in June. I do love me some Sedona though. Trying to think of that hike, the famous hike that's there. Um, is there any part of the country you haven't been to? The only part of the country I have not visited, I think the only states, Montana, Wyoming, North and South Dakota, Minnesota. So like the whole like Midwest north part of the country. Um, that's clearly the obvious choice of where I should go. I don't know why I have this block. Like anytime I always try to go there, I've tried to go there multiple times now, and every time I get stuck in Bend, Oregon because I absolutely love the town, and then something comes up and I have to leave Bend and go somewhere, just like it did with house sitting here. Um, I need to just do it. Just go up there, go to Glacier National. That's what I want to go. I want to see Glacier National. Go to the Badlands. I'm in Wisconsin. Yeah, you're there you go. You're in one of the few places. Well, I have been to Wisconsin, but just very temporarily a long time ago. So it's something. It's a place like I want to see more of as well. I went to Madison for a few days to like go see a concert when I was in Illinois. But I didn't actually get to see Wisconsin really. I just drove to Wisconsin, went to a concert, like stayed overnight at like a friend's lake house in Madison or something, and then drove back to Chicago the next day. Or Rockford, where we were in Rockford, not Chicago. Yeah. If I go to Wisconsin, what's the one place I gotta go? Cheese. I think I would like to see Lambeau Field, other than Lambeau, because I've heard like Lambo's like in the middle of some like neighborhood. It's like really weird. Like you drive through like a neighborhood and you come out at like a big stadium that's kind of just like in the middle of nothing. Devil's Lake State Park. Thank you for the suggestion. That's going on the list. Devil's Lake. One of these days I will get through Wisconsin, I'm sure of it. I've even thought about starting like a 50 state road trip kind of thing, but that's just like an amazing undertaking to like commit to. It could be cool though. Definitely be good content. Heck of a commitment though. Plus, it's something that gets done all the time too. I want to do things that are interesting. I want to do things that are creative and new. I don't want to just copy other people. Sometimes you have to, but that's not my goal. It's even more of an undertaking, honestly. But I've kind of like naturally started to do that. When I drive through a place and I'm close enough to one, I just go to it, and I've been starting to collect stickers. I haven't put them on anything yet because I don't plan on having the Prius forever, and I don't want to stick a bunch of stickers on my Prius and then try and change cars and then they're all gone. So I'm just gonna collect them up until I probably upgrade my next rig, and then I think I'm gonna do a little, like people do, the stickers or the magnets or whatever you have to just show your collection. I like doing little things like that. I do a thing where when I'm in like a town for a while, I will search for license plates and check off license plates as I see them and try to get like all 50 states when I'm in a place. Like in Vegas, I think I got to like 43 or 44. And then in Bend, I'm at like 38 or something. And every time I go back, I just keep updating the list and trying to get to 50. I watched your national park videos, really like the Yosemite one. I also collect stickers and have a national park book that I put them in, and it has a place where you write about your visit. That's an interesting idea, rather than just like slapping them on a car, like putting them in a book where you can write about them. That's cool. I'm trying to think. I think Yosemite was my favorite park of the three. I think it was Yosemite first, and then probably Death Valley second, and then Sequoia's kind of boring, honestly. It's just like a road that goes up in the mountains, and there's a bunch of big trees there, and the General Sherman is pretty cool. Just seeing like a one massive tree and like the tree that's cut down that like you can walk through that's like taller. It's like taller than me. It's probably about 6 foot because I'm 5'11" and it was like right here. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of discouraging because the national park videos are my favorite ones to make, but they're also the ones people don't care to watch. So I'm gonna continue to make them because I enjoy it. But it's sad putting like 20 hours of effort into a video and like 100 people watching it. But that's just what it is. You just got to deal with that. Hopefully, in the future, those videos will get more views. Like if I just keep at it. So yeah, the whole Green Bay area. It's called the Door County Peninsula. Would be great for outdoor stuff. The part that sticks out into the Lake Michigan. Okay. Yes, yes. Keep making them. I definitely will. Um, it also is important that I make content that answers questions and that people want to see to get people in that want to watch the other videos too. So I got to balance it. YouTube's so interesting. Like there's so much more to this than you would think there is. Like trying to get people to watch and what people like and what people search for, and there's just so much to it. At first I thought, let me just make some videos and see if people care. Out of the 12 national parks you've been to, Bella, what's your favorite one that you've seen so far? The video that popped up in my feed of yours was about car life at 40, which makes sense, LOL. But I dove right into the national park videos because that's a passion of mine. I think that's like most of the views on those videos are from that. Like those videos are not getting pushed to anyone because nobody's out there searching like nobody's out there searching, nobody like questions. Like there's no like curiosity point to the national park thing. You know, the car life video, somebody can search, how do I possibly live in a car? And then I would get that. But you don't ever search like, you know, what's Yosemite? I don't know what I'm saying. And hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. I'm struggling. Hawaii volcanoes. Hawaii is a place I want to check out for sure. I think it'd be cool. It's not something like I would love to be able to like ship my car over there and spend like a month or two, but I feel like that's just way too expensive. So maybe just like taking a trip and maybe doing like camping or something like through hiking, like when people through hike. I don't know. That's I haven't really researched it. I don't know if something like that's feasible, but it'd be cool. Have you camped in BLM land? Yeah, a lot. I mean, that's obviously well, not, I guess not obviously, but that's like my favorite place to camp. But For a lot of my time so far car camping, I've also been having to do gig work. So most BLM's pretty far from like where you can do gig work, so it's like a commute. So it's something like when I was in Vegas, the BLM I stayed at occasionally was like a 30 minute drive from my spot to like where I sit in Vegas. So if I wanted to stay in BLM, I had to commit to like an hour of commute. And eventually it would get to a point where it would be worth it, but it wasn't worth it to do that every night. Hey, what's going on, Regina? How you doing tonight? Tonight for you? I'm doing good. Just talking to some peeps. Do you find a lot of people, or can you find easy spots on your own? Haven't done it. A bit curious. Do you find a lot of people, or can you find easy spots on your own? Haven't done it. I'm not really sure what you're trying to say. I mean, I definitely find easy spots on my own now. Um, oh, oh, for BLM. Yeah, okay, duh. iOverlander is the app you want to find good BLM spots. I don't think Overlander's not great to use in cities because a lot of those spots like in cities are burned because people use the app and just stay there all the time. But out in BLM, it's perfectly fine because that's where, you're completely allowed to be there, so there's no risk of burning a BLM spot, right? So the only downside of those of well, I guess it's not a downside, but when you use the app, a lot of this, if you go out and there's 10 spots, a lot of the spots are already taken because they're known and they're in the app. But you can generally find spots in the area that aren't. Like you go to like a BLM like lot of spots. Say there's like 10 spots. Normally on iOverlander, only like a few of the spots are on iOverlander. There's like 3 spots that are on the app, but there's really like 10 spots. So you go and then you just pick one of the other spots in the area. Jeffrey Barber, when you moving into your car? I do live in my car. I'm just currently house sitting and pet sitting right now for my sister. I'll be getting back on the road in probably like the third week of June. They get back about mid-June, and then I'm going to spend a little time. I haven't got to see them in like a year, so I'm going to spend a little time here and then hit the road again. Probably head up to probably the Midwest, Northwest. I don't know exactly yet, but I think that's probably where I'll end up listening to the discussion as well. Enjoying the warm weather. What temperature is it in the Philippines, I believe is correct. I'm sure it's pretty nice year round there, isn't it? How do you like it so far living in your car? I mean, living in a car isn't like the best. The part I like about it is just being free and nomadic and building my own life and not kind of worrying about what other people think I should be doing kind of thing. I love it, man. I don't know if I'll always love it, but for now, I'm enjoying it a lot. You do any kind of nomadic lifestyle, or you just thought it was maybe curious? You were just curious about it. It's really just like traveling around in an RV, except you don't have a bunch of space. That's kind of how I look at it. Warm and humid if it doesn't rain, more like 34 degrees Celsius in the afternoon, between 24 and 27 in the evening. Yeah, it seems pretty nice. Yeah, I feel you. Well, right now I don't know if the Bay Area is considered Southern California, but the Bay Area stays pretty nice as well. Can't really complain about the weather here. There's a reason that people move here and pay twice as much to live here. We have a Ford E-Transit mobile barber shop. That's very cool. You just drive around and cut hair, huh? That's interesting. Electric high roof. So you can you make like house calls to people, right? You probably have some pretty nice clients. One day I may live in a Ford E-Transit. I go indoors though for the AC when I go to the coffee shop. Yeah. So do you have something that can like extend the roof up or something so you can stand up in it? Is that what you mean? Electric high roof? Kind of like an allo cab type thing? Now I get your name, the Barber Master. I got respect for people that make their own way, brother. Keep doing you. Yeah, the van, it's electric 2024. I have 5 Sony cameras, and so live stream it. That's dope. And yeah, it's got a high roof so you can stand in it. That's something that kind of would translate to like car life, right? Like people buy cars and then put something like that so they're not always like hunched over. I ate at a Japanese restaurant near my place. I only paid more than $6. I'm so jealous. I can't get a cheeseburger for $6. I mean, I paid $6 for some pizza sauce to make my little pizzas. I get why it's like that though. Ramen and salmon roll. I ate ramen last night. Just the cheap store ramen for me though. I've been getting a full 16-inch pizza from Sam's Club for 8.98. Such a good deal, and I don't even have to cook it. That is an awesome deal. $9 for a full pizza. Yeah, I do haircuts. Um, I do to people house call. I stream the whole process. That's cool. I like that. I like that idea. I'd love to check you out. Let me give you a follow, brother. Let's see. Go to channel Jeff the Master Barber. Holy shit, brother! You got a ton of subs, man. Hell yeah. 157K. What a beast. Very cool, man. Appreciate you hanging out. De esto a un fade alto perfecto. What does that say? Sorry, my Spanish is terrible. I can't do that. Hell yeah, dude. Best of luck to you in the future, man. I don't think you need it though. You're doing very well. You got your silver play button up in your van. That's my next goal. Just to put in the work, man. Do the work, enjoy my time, and maybe one day I'll get there. I also watch a lot of bloggers here as well, experts who live here or expats who live here. Cool. What is an expat? I love the idea of middle business, bring your services, mobile businesses, bring your services anywhere. It's a very interesting idea, especially in this day and age, man. People are so lazy. Generally, people are so lazy that like if you can make anything easier for them, you're gonna do all right. Expatriate. Okay. Someone who left US for another country. Okay. I learned something today. Appreciate you. To be honest, I think maybe one day I might be that. I got you. Appreciate that, Regina and Funky. Some young like yourself and some older. Well, I appreciate you calling me young, but I'm not. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of in the middle. I'm definitely midlife right now. I'm having my midlife awakening. I think a lot of people in the van car community also have considered expat. I mean, really, it's kind of like the first step, right? Of like breaking free of I don't want to say the matrix because that just sounds weird. Like, but like breaking out of the mindset that you have to like conform to a certain idea is like kind of the first step of probably leaving for most people. I talk to a lot of Americans, Aussies, British, and so forth, mostly men. Cool. I need to get out there and talk to more people, man. Like this is helping me. You guys are helping me a lot, like get more comfortable talking to, I guess, strangers. There's really no other way to say it. Like, yeah, as I get to know you guys, you really aren't strangers, but you know what I mean. Putting myself out there kind of thing. Exactly, similar mindsets. Yeah, it really is. I didn't understand that for a long time that like everybody sees the world differently through their own eyes and how they see it is their reality, which could be completely opposite from you. So you just it's something you got to just understand rather than just like like being defensive immediately, trying to just trying to like step back and like try to look at something through their eyes and you know what I mean. Dude, I could literally talk to you for hours. So glad you're putting yourself out here. It feels good to do it. Um, it's not the easiest choice to make, but it feels good to do it. So I know I was hearing you earlier that it's hard to tell what people be looking into YouTube, and I may see like I'm doing well with the 157,000 subs, but I got my YouTube plaque back in 2019. Wow. But I mean, it really is like persistence. Like I respect that more than anything. Like the persistence and the willingness to just keep working is, that's part of your success. So, everybody starts at the same place on YouTube, making videos for free and nobody watching them. And you just got to push through that. And you're a good testament to that. I'm pretty alone too. Work and my 4-year-old take up my time, but it's all good. Well, you got your kid, brother. Yeah. I mean, I imagine a 4-year-old does take up a lot of time though, but you got to enjoy that time. It does open eyes and it does open eyes and understand more human behavior. Then there was no algorithm. The algorithm has changed everything, and I stopped for 4 years ago doing videos and live streaming. I just recently started again, and it's not the same. Now I do. Yeah, I can't really speak too much to that. I just started at the beginning of this year, really. I uploaded my first video in November of 2025 last year, and my first like 5 or 6 videos are private because they're like really bad. And it's content that I don't really even want out there. It's like just pure gig work content that's boring. So I just privated it all. And yeah, I don't really know how it worked to 5, 6 years ago when you started. So you're the expert on that. I feel like the algorithm right now, you're probably an interesting person that I could talk to because I'm like, we're both probably trying to figure out how this works. And I feel like the only videos that I've had that have done well, or like the videos I have that have done well, have really been pushed because of comments, I think. So I think like engagement is like the most important thing. Obviously, like packaging matters. You want good thumbnail because if somebody doesn't click, they're not going to comment. But I think comments are like maybe the most important thing once somebody gets into the video now. That's just what it seems like to me. I like alone time and enjoy the peace and quiet. This lifestyle offers a lot of that. Today, I live stream from my electric mobile barber shop. The van has a lot of technology and everything has a regular barbershop has. Yeah, I bet you just run Starlink and you just can rip around and stream from wherever you are. That's what I want to do eventually is get me a Starlink and set that up. You would think with 157K subs, I'd get hundreds of viewers on a live stream, but most of the time I only get 5 to 20. Well, do you think that's because, like, the majority of your subs are from a long time ago and may not even be on YouTube anymore? And, like, now that you're kinda just getting back into it, you gotta, like, rebuild that audience maybe? That's just what popped into my head. It's not as active as it used to be, but I'm still learning and trying to adapt to whatever YouTube is doing these days. That's all you can do, man. Yeah, I totally get that. YouTube doesn't reward long form or genuine, it seems, just the clickbait crap. I think it does reward both. Um, it definitely does reward clickbait crap though, and it sucks because I don't wanna clickbait people, but I feel like I have to because if I don't get anybody to watch my videos, then my story goes nowhere. Um, I don't know. I'm just trying to make my own way though, to figure it out without being too clickbaity, I guess. I don't know. You have to create some form of curiosity to get someone to click though. That's just how it works. Some YouTubers some YouTubers provide donation like PayPal, buy me a coffee, and pay Maya and Gcash. I do have that stuff in my description. It's just one of those things. Like I want to make this a job, but also my audience is people who are struggling, so I don't want to take money from people that are struggling either. So I'm at this kind of weird thing with like donations and stuff. So I don't really like advertise it too much. I put it there. So if someone finds me that feels like supporting me can, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Hey, don links in the donation, all that crap." So don't worry about anything like that, guys. Just watching the content is enough for me, like genuinely. I think more people are looking for more authentic, genuine people. I think that's very true as well. And it's only going to get more so like that as AI gets worse. People are going to yearn for like, oh my gosh, is this a real person or not? I just want to talk to a real person. Um, yeah, I do have Starlink. The van has Stream Secret Lab desktop. I think Secret Labs is like a streaming software, right? um, with a Samsung 49-inch monitor that I could divide 3 screens into a client to see the next flag. I could see the haircut. That'd be cool. Like you can like stream. Can you and your client like interact with the chat while you're cutting the hair? That's like a super cool idea, man. That's very original too. I've never heard of that. Never seen anyone do it. You definitely have something there. I would keep at it. You just got to build that audience back, man. I believe in you, brother. I watch more YouTube than movies. Movies are scripted and less authentic. Yeah, it kinda has to be that way, though. You can't just go spend $50 million to film a video and wing it or film a movie and wing it, so, I mean, I script my videos to down like, not down to the word, but, like, I have, like, bullet points, right? So, how I script my videos is, like, I basically just blurt everything out and then look at it and then filter it all down into like the correct order, bullet point it out into like my ideas, and then as I'm videoing, I have like a notebook or something, so I can keep my ideas straight in my head, and then I'll just read the idea, and then I'll just go off on a tangent on the idea in my head, and that's what I'll film. There are people out there that use, like, teleprompters and, like, script their entire videos, though. Like, every word that they say to you is, like, totally fully scripted out, but they're reading a teleprompter, so it feels more natural. Um, yeah, a lot of people do that, and yeah, I consider doing that too. I just kinda never really bought one, and now I kinda feel okay doing what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna continue doing that. Yeah, I have the DJI mic, when I do the live streams with basically our interview him, and I have a system to read the comments so people go and interact, and I don't have to stop what I'm doing. Super cool idea, man. Like, I genuinely believe that you have a good idea. Um, I need to check out, well, now that I'm subbed, I'll turn on notifications and try to check out your next live stream because 'cause I'm genuinely interested. I do watch reality series. Movies are heavily influenced by producers. Yeah, that's true. I mean, the money makes the decisions. Hey, how you doing, Object Entity? Thanks for hanging out. I love more freedom, controversial videos, which is what I've appreciated about yours. I definitely enjoy the the controversy type side of things. My whole lifestyle is controversial. That's just what it is. Some people hate it. It's such a black and white thing. Like you either think I'm like the scum of the earth or you admire me. There's not much in between. Conversational. Oh. Well, my point still stands. But yeah, I see what you mean too. Just like riffing off the cuff kind of thing. My eyes aren't what they used to be, guys. Sometimes hard for me to see. I'm like I don't want to have to get glasses, but I may have to at some point. I'm starting to lose my reading. I need like reading glasses. I watch Spencer Pratt a lot. Um, that's like that reality guy, right? I don't really like him very much, so I feel like he's like a nepo baby. It's never really struggled with anything, but I don't dislike the guy. I'm kind of indifferent, I guess. I'll send you the link right there. That's actually one of the live streams to check out. Yeah, send it to me. I'll check it out, brother. Can you post links in here? Does my chat allow you to do that? I don't even know. I'm pretty new to this. I think I did hear that, but I don't think I'm not. There's like no shot he wins, right? But I also thought that about Trump, so who knows? But like California, and he's like very conservative. Like no conservative's ever going to win California. Let's be real. At least in the next little bit. Like I can't really predict the way out future, but yeah, I mean that's terrible. I don't wish anybody's house gets burned down. A lot of people lost their homes in that fire. I'll send you the link. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's so you have an idea what I'm trying to talk about. Yeah, sure. Feel free to send it to me. I'll definitely check it out. Even if you don't send it to me, I'll just go to like your past live stream or something when I check it out. I'd love to catch you actually live though, so I could talk to you. He wants to tackle fraud from NGOs. See, the thing is, politicians lie. Politicians lie to you to get into office and then they don't do shit on both sides. So I don't really care what they say. They can say they want to come, you know, give me a massage and stick $1 million in my back pocket, but they're not going to do that. So, if you want to believe what any politician says, then that's on you, but I just don't. It's all a play. It's fiction. It's a play that they put on to get in office, and then they just never do anything else. They just live the lavish lifestyle where they can insider trade and make money without having to work for it and work, you know, 1 day a week and go into the. It's just stupid, man. I'm gonna stop talking about it because I'll go off on a tangent. So refreshing to hear you say that. Could not agree more with you on that. Yeah. Just like you say, I like to be on my own, so the mobile does that for me, and it helps me just me and my clients, plus my videos of cutting hair. Yeah, I'm kind of a loner too, for the most part. I love me some Bren P. Grace is one of the people that got me into this lifestyle. He's such a carefree person, like a grown man that is willing to play with Ninja Turtles and post that on YouTube is somebody who truly does not care what you think about him. Or at least he's trying hard to not think. Not I know he has his struggles, but he's really putting himself out there and I respect that so much. Sorry about my English. I'm trying to write but Puerto Rican and I speak Spanish and a lot in English. Dude, do not apologize. Your English is 100 times better than my second language, so it is just fine. Your English is fine. I mean, it's just a little grammar stuff here and there, but grammar in English is stupid for the most part. So I don't blame you for not getting it. Loner road crew unite. All three of us, we're gonna go on a road trip. Me, you, and Frank. Yeah, just what Bella said, Jeffrey. Like, I literally have people that are born in America come in here and are it's much harder to read than what you're typing. So please do not feel bad. Thank you guys. It's crazy. I have a wife that I've been with for 30 years. She's Filipino and her name is Regina. I have two songs with her, 16 and 23. That's kind of interesting. What are the odds of that, huh? Hey, Michael, what's going on? Glad you can hang out. Did I miss you earlier? Did you say something earlier that I didn't see? I apologize if you did. Welcome back to the channel. We got a nice little conversation going on today. Jeffrey joined us today. He's a mobile barber. He's got his own YouTube. It's very looks very cool. Who also has a wife that's Filipino named Regina, which is crazy. I guess Regina's not Filipino. She just lives in the Philippines though. Says that because my wife, it was here doing her makeup and I started to watch you and there's a Regina here in the chat, so she thought that you were talking about her. That's hilarious. I'm sitting here talking about Regina, and she's like, "How does this guy know my name? Please turn that guy off. He's freaking me out." Oh, my no, she was talking about members, Michael. I was just talking about that, but yeah, just a weird thing, yeah. Just talking about our because the road crew is what I call my members. Yeah, I know you're joking. The road crew is what I call my members. So she said, what'd she say? She said, "Loner road crew unite." So that's why I was just saying about the members because she said road crew. Yeah, I totally get what you mean though. All loners are welcome. Everybody's welcome here. Even the people that want to come in here and make fun of me, you're welcome too. Because I need the practice in dealing with it. I'm still not fully over that person that was judgmental and, miserable. It's gonna take me a lot longer than a 2 years of car life to get over that. I enjoy my alone time, but, I'm not completely immune to missing the people around me that I enjoy being around. I'm pretty excited for my sister and my niece to come, to get back here, and I think what is today? Let's see, today's the 7th, so probably about a week. I think they're gonna be back in about they said mid-June, so I'm super excited to see them. I miss my niece. She's doing a show on Broadway. Don't clip that, please. No 40-year-old man should ever do that. I'm gonna have to private this stream because I don't want that to be out on the internet. I don't even get it though. Like, I guess it is a thing because it's nothing you can get and it's just stupid. Yeah, I have a lot of introspective thinking. I think it's important to be able to do that though. Because if you can't like do that, you turn into somebody like Donald Trump who literally has zero awareness of anything around him that is not something directly from his eyes, like he's not able to look in at all. Everything is like victim. There's a lot of people like that. He's just somebody you can name that everybody immediately knows that is just like, "Oh, yeah." Medics is so I mean, I know what you're trying to say with that word. I didn't even know that's a word, though. Thanks for teaching me something. It's so fascinating to me how these things are made and how they spread. Yeah, because it's like, why did that thing spread? Like, what's so interesting about that? It's just kind of right time, right place, I guess, kind of thing. It doesn't even matter what it is. Back in 2019, when I got my YouTube plaque a month a month right after my account got hacked. Oh my gosh, dude. Thankfully, YouTube got it back. But I don't think that's why the channel. But I think that's why the channel is acting up with the views. It definitely is probably something to do with it for sure. It's a whole thing that people study now. Ever wonder why they use the phrase going viral? I mean, to me, just viral is like a virus is something that just spreads fastly, right? So that's why they use viral, right? It's just a play off virus, like something that spreads quickly. Once again, the total guess, but all right, Regina, we'll see you in a bit. What do you like to do the most? Editing videos, short videos, or live stream? Live stream's getting interesting. It's live streaming's definitely easier than editing. Just sitting here talking off the cuff and riffing is pretty easy to me. Um, welcome back. But I also enjoy the process of video making. I like editing as well. I like learning new things. So like that's why I think that's why I like editing because I'm like kind of in the process of learning how to edit. Um, getting better at something always feels good. Like I look back at my early videos and I'm like, man, I've already come a long way. Um, like some of my videos I was telling you about that's private, like I go back and watch them every now and again as like a reminder of how far I've come just in the 6 month period of time. And there'll be like there'll be clips where I'm like stuttering and I like don't cut it or I was just terrible. But you know, everybody's terrible at first, so I kind of like the whole process, man. I like coming up with the ideas. Maybe like scripting is probably my least favorite part, but it's something that you have to do if you want your video to be coherent. I saw others live streaming while walking or in the coffee shop. Yeah, there's like streamers that have like mobile backpacks that are like 30 grand that walk around, you know, like people like Speed and all the like the really big people. They can stream anywhere on Earth. They just have like a mobile command center that moves around with them. Yeah, back then I used to do a lot of videos to editing and post every day, and that's why I was getting the most subscribed. Consistency is key for sure. Um, you got to have good content. You can't consistently upload crap, but the algorithm rewards consistency for sure. But then I start doing live streaming back then when I live stream, it was not that popular and I liked it because it was not a lot of editing to do. Kind of the same reasons I like it. It's less work, but it's also less fulfilling. Like when you complete a video, it's like a good feeling, you know. When you end a live stream, it's just like, okay, let's move on with the day. But if you do that, you better watch where you're walking because you might trip. That's very true. Pay attention to what you're doing. I'm one of them. I have the live view solo encoder that you could do the IRL streams laughing out loud, but I paid like $1,000. Yeah, I'm sure there's like cheaper options for sure. Like these guys are the guys that are pulling in like stupid money. So $30,000 to them is like $100 to me, or probably less. And you know, you get what you pay for. So if you want your stream to be the best, they pay for the best, I guess. There was one Estonian guy who was talking loud, but other expats got annoyed because he was so loud. I felt awkward in the restaurant. Was he like live streaming in the coffee shop, just like being loud? I used to find people like that annoying, but now that was an issue with me. Like they're not bothering anybody. Like if it bothers you that they're talking a little loud, you just probably should just lighten up a bit, in my opinion, or just move on. There's a line there. I mean, if he's screaming at the top of his lungs and like being very annoying, that's different. But just talking a little loud, eh. Saw a Dutch guy shout at him. I believe that. I used to be that guy. Yeah, I started back again editing. You're right, the editing, when you do the whole process, it feels good. But when you do a live stream, it's like, "Yo, well, that's it." Yeah, like, making a video feels like you're building something. A live stream just feels like a menial task kinda thing. Yeah, oh my gosh, he was doing that for more than 30 minutes. The Dutch guy got angry. I know that guy. I don't really wanna judge either guy, though. Like, I get both sides. But just me personally, I'm not gonna be that type of guy that's gonna yell at somebody for doing something slightly annoying anymore. I don't wanna be that guy. It's no way to live. Man, you guys made 2 hours go by so fast. No, I don't have any kids. I understand all men wanted quiet, but knowing that that Dutch guy, he has his limits. Yeah, I don't have any kids. I feel like you really can't do this lifestyle with kids. And I'm definitely not gonna be someone if I ever had kids to, like, leave them because I had a father that left me, and that's something that I would never, ever put on a child. So, nah, no kids. Maybe one day. I'm even open to adopting, honestly. It's all good, Regina. It happened a long time ago. I appreciate you, though. You are good people to talk to. You too, man. You seem like you got a good head on your shoulders, too. But, yeah, I really am even open to adopting at some point, but obviously, I when you're a nomad, that's not something you can do. Um, yeah, I mean, I know I can have relationship. I know I can have a relationship. It's just it's tough on the road to have a relationship. I feel like maybe I could find somebody that was also at doing car life and kind of do it together and split up when you need your time alone. It had to be somebody that was in the same type of mindset as me. Um, And also, how many women out there would want to date a guy who lives in a car? It's a pretty small percentage of the women population, and I totally get that, and I don't look down on anyone like that, you know? Let's see. Yes, in here with my dad left me at an early age, so that's why today I'm 48 and I'm with my wife for 30 years. We have 2 kids, 16 and 23, and like I said before, but once they marry, you better believe I'm gonna do the van life and turn the barber mobile shop into a nomadic van life, laughing out loud. Hell yeah, brother. Hey, you don't got much longer, you got a couple years on your youngest. I think if you redefine what a relationship looks like, it can absolutely work. That's true. It would, like I said, it would have to be, it's not gonna be the stereotypical relationship, so if you're okay with not, cohabiting and living this kinda life, and you can also, like, if you join incomes, you can afford a better vehicle, you can afford more room, I feel like I could comfortably live in a Sprinter van with someone. I would never probably wanna live very long in a Prius. Well, I don't know, who knows? Um, I wouldn't wanna live in a Prius with someone. You would have to really love that person, I think, to live in a Prius with someone. But who's the couple? There was a couple that did it. They were already together, though. It's like a couple that had been together for a while, and they chose to do, like, the Prius life together. I think it's, Levi Levi and Leah, I think. I don't know. That's a cool channel to check out if you wanna see a couple living in a Prius. School bus, yeah, like, school bus or RV would be easy, man. That's easy. I'm trying to think about where the line is for me, and the line is probably somewhere between Prius and Sprinter van. You don't know, Bella. You never know. I've been telling my wife, "Come on, let's do it now," and they're like, "No, let's wait until they marry." So, yeah, I gotta wait until, the little ones. Yeah, I feel that. School bus with 2, that's doable, absolutely. No, but if you live in separate vehicles, that would work well. Can still be a loner. Yeah, I think that's true as well. That's kinda like, I mentioned Nikki Delventhal. She started in a Prius, but now she's in a Sprinter van, but she actually got into a relationship with a guy doing this lifestyle and kinda converted him into a nomad as well, and now they're traveling around together, and he's got a truck with a camper shell, and she's got a Sprinter van. So they can split up when they need to, they can stay in the same spot when they want to, and, it's kinda like that, so I think that's what you're saying. That could definitely work. Um, yeah. Check him out if you haven't seen him. I don't he doesn't do, like, YouTube or anything, but, obviously, he's on her channel. Lots of work, though, for renovation. Yeah, the school bus would be I don't think I would ever do a school bus just because I don't really like the way they look and stuff, and most of the time, school buses are generally ran into the ground before they're sold. So anytime you convert a school bus, you always have to worry about maintenance. Maintenance on a school bus is also annoying, like, you can't just take it to any auto shop. You gotta find, like, specialized bus shops, like, it just seems obnoxious. It's crazy because 30 years ago, before I have kids, me and my wife, we used to live in the car for, like, 2 months, and she really loved me. Um, I'm glad she loves you. That's good. Yeah, honestly, Bella, that could work out really well for, and, at that point, you could even both be in cars. There's another, couple, um, what is her name? Sarah something, I think? God, I forget her name, but I watch her every now and again. It's 2 females that are a couple, they're together, and they travel one's in an Outback, and one's in they're both in, like, SUVs, so they travel together in SUVs, and then sometimes they split up. I think, one of the other girl that's, like, not Sarah is she's having like some issues with some family. I think she's from Arizona too, so she's constantly having to split up and go back home to stay with her family for some reason for a little bit. So they're able to like separate and travel together if they want and separate if they want. So she's willing to do it once the kids are gone. But yeah, me and her before the kids, we did sleep in the car and it was doable. I mean, if that's your only choice, it has to be doable, right? Um, Sometimes it needs to be more than just doable. But yeah, I get what you mean. Sometimes it needs to be enjoyable. But this time around, we're definitely, oh, this time around, you're going to be set up, dude. You're going to have the van, build it out nice, have the kitchen, and just get everything you need in there, and you'll be good to go. Sounds awesome, and I love the fact that people are willing to share their story of doing relationships like that. Yeah, me too. Like the more I see it, the more I think, man, maybe that can work. You know, like I need somebody to prove it to me. You watch a documentary. There's a parking garage in San Diego. People who live in cars go there in the evenings. Very interesting. I spent some time in San Diego. My sleep spots video is actually filmed in San Diego for the most part. Well, I guess it's some in San Diego, some in like Orange County. I'm not sure if that parking still exists. Yeah, I've never heard anything like that. It's kind of pointless because for that to work, you would have to you would have to charge to come park. And then why would you pay to park when you can find places to park easily enough? It doesn't seem like a smart business plan, to be honest. Same here and the same with car life, which is why I appreciate your channel. Appreciate you. I'll be right back. The dogs are barking, and sometimes when they bark, like people are messing around. I want to go make sure that just there's nothing going on out there. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, it's all good. They were just barking at the neighbors, I think. It's free. Okay. Well, if it's free, then I think that's good. As soon as you start charging for it, I think the whole idea falls apart though. Before moving over here, me and my wife will stay for a week in an electric van and we'll find Cracker Barrel or a slow charging station that it was free and we stayed the whole night, no problem. That guy I was talking about, Michael Hickey, he does car life in a Tesla, and he always stays at charging stations. So he'll just pull into the charging station and then he'll hook up his car and charge it. And once the car's charged, he'll like pull the charger out where it's still hanging there, but it's not connected. And then he'll go to sleep. So um, as long I think is what he said, as long as you're connected, that people don't really bother you. But if you pull in there and you're not connected, they will kick you out because it's obvious you're not using the charger. So it's kind of interesting. But Cracker Barrel is a place that can work too. Truck stops, rest stops, when you're on the road are some of my favorite. A lot of people don't like rest stops, but I've had pretty good experiences with rest stops. I mean, there's some I've pulled into and I'm like, I'm not staying here. You got to use your best judgment, but there's a lot of nice rest stops out there. Maria works as a cleaner by day and parks there at night. Is that a another content creator that you watch? I watch a content creator named Maria too, but I don't think we're talking about the same one. Yeah, I've been doing that for the last 2 years, even when I use it for work. So in case I have clients don't want the mobile, in case I have clients that don't want the mobile service, I told them I'll be at the church station. All right, cool. You use that as a like a home base for your clients that don't want you to come. I did a combo of rest stops and Love's style stops when I moved across the country. Love's is my favorite truck stop of all the truck stops. It's the one I've had the best experiences at. It's the one that are generally the nicest. Like their bathrooms and stuff are generally pretty well kept up and nice. Love me some Loves. Bucky's is also very clean too, but they don't take kindly to nomads. It's their right to, but I think for the most part you don't. For the most part, I don't think they want people staying there overnight. No, from the Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm trying to have like four conversations at once, and sometimes it gets a little tough. So I apologize if I lose what you're saying sometimes. That's pretty cool that there's people out there willing to, give up their parking lot for free, especially in a place like San Diego. Think about how much money you could make by like charging for those spots. I would assume that they could probably make money if they want, but they're nice enough to forego that to just be a decent person. Trying to think what else, like favorite spots. When I'm traveling, it's usually just Loves. Like when I was traveling here, I stayed one night on the road, and I was gonna stay in Redding, which is like in Northern California, about halfway. And I was sitting there, I ate, and I was messing around, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna look for a Love. So I looked because I figured, there might be one on the outskirts of this town, and it was like 45 minutes away, and I was like, whatever. So I just drove 45 minutes south to the Loves. Oh crap, I don't know what happened there, Jeffrey. Did you try to link something? Is that what happened? Like I said, I don't know if I like allow links or not. I may have to like maybe try to give you permission or something. I don't know. Just let me know what happened there. I have no idea. It just says message retracted to me. Charge station, and I usually use the slowest one because usually they are free, but mine are used for the hookup. So I killed two birds with one shot. Very cool. Surely there's like a way to give you permissions, but I don't even see how to do it. One of these days, I just need to mess around with the UI and figure this stuff out. I'm a rookie. If you really feel like you want to send me something, you can always send it to my email on my YouTube. Rocky is going crazy. I watch Country Comes to Town. He has a similar accent to yours. I am a country boy. I don't like feel like a country boy as in like how I act, but like I am from the country. And my accent is definitely a country accent. That's probably never going to go away, but I'm okay with that. Alabama. I'm from Kentucky, the bluegrass state. Home with a Corvette. I was going to say state bird's the cardinal, but I'm honestly not even sure if that's right. At first, I thought you're from Texas. My brother's from Texas. Actually, no, my sister's from Texas. My brother's from Hawaii. So my mom was born in Texas. Um, my brother was born in Hawaii because when my brother was born, my mom and dad were my dad was in the Air Force, and my mom and dad were lived in Hawaii at Air Force Base there when my brother was born. And then they moved to Texas where my sister was born, and then he got out of the military, and then they moved to Kentucky, and that's where I was born. So we're born all over the place. Country men are great. I consider myself a country lady from northern Maine. Yeah, just it doesn't necessarily have to be always where you're from, right? Sometimes it's a mindset. I like the peace of being in the country, but I've also kind of put myself in a position where I have to be in a city to earn money. So I don't know. Yeah, way of life. I dated a guy here who's from Mississippi. He has a strong Southern accent. Yeah, any like Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, you're gonna get pretty similar vibes from all that. West Virginia. Hopefully, since he's an ex, I don't remind you too much of him though. Cool thing, he can understand my Filipino accent. Very cool. I mean, everywhere's got an accent. Maine has an accent too. Doesn't have much of a drawl as Southern accents, but definitely noticeable. Everywhere has an accent to everywhere else. Like when you're from somewhere, you just assume that's the baseline. People from Australia think we sound weird. I don't know if it's something I could pick out. Is it closer to like Boston? Botany Adnawaka? If there's a loud noise, he could not understand me. One thing they don't tell you about live streaming is how draining it is. It's kind of wild that just sitting here talking for 2 hours straight can like drain your energy so much. I feel like I could take a nap right now. Yeah, Aussie accent is pretty much close to the Boston accent. Yeah, it has a bit of Boston influence, but more muddled sounding. Maine Girl Outdoors is a good example of it. Fair enough. I told him that I could speak slower. I mean, that would probably help him out a little bit. Their light just came on. Did y'all see that over there? It's so creepy. It's like an automatic light in that closet, and it just randomly comes on and off sometimes. I guess maybe it's just the sheet moving back and forth. I guess, yeah, it does. Like, if you look, like, right here, it kinda looks like it moves a little bit. Maybe I'm tripping. Hope you have a great day. I gotta hop off and get some stuff done and get ready for the week. Always good to chat with you and the Lunter crew. I appreciate you hanging out. Always good to talk with you too. Good luck with your preparation for, um, and good luck in your car search as well. I wish you the best. Come hang out whenever you can. I need to get some work done too, honestly. I talk to South African men. They have a different accent. South African accent's very interesting. South Africa is a just a whole place is super interesting. Thank you. Wish you the best as well. See you soon. We'll see you next time, Bella. Enjoy your day. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Well, it looks like most everybody's cleared out. I think you're still in here, Regina, but I do appreciate you hanging out as always, giving me somebody to talk to. You're dope. I, let's see. White South African accent is different, close to English and Aussie. Yeah, it's a very cool accent. But I think I'm gonna head out of here. Um, I definitely do need to do some stuff today. I kind of relaxed yesterday and didn't really get much work done, so I feel like I don't want to do that 2 days in a row. Um, yeah, I can talk to you. Yeah, I could talk to you guys all day too. As long as you could handle me a little bit lower energy, I could just keep going low energy forever. But sometimes you just gotta get at it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll hang around for a second just in case you got any final questions, and then we'll probably bounce out of here and get the day started. I am chill in person. I feel, excuse me, I feel like I am too. Um, I can kind of sense that with you. I have a pretty good intuition about people. I feel like it is kind of hard to tell just through text, but you know. You got any more questions for me? All right, Regina, I appreciate you hanging out. We will see you tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with my messages. For some reason, another message just got retracted. You didn't say anything bad there. I don't know. That's so weird. I'll have to look into it. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace. See you.